Morning YouTube, my name is Paul Haney and this is the Woods Walker School of Self-Reliance channel. Today we're going to be introducing some new bees into a beehive. If any of y'all keep up my Facebook page, then you've probably seen on Facebook the pictures of the hives that I set up last week and said that I would be getting the bees. They came in yesterday, had some pretty bad weather yesterday, so today we're going to have time to set those up. This morning I've already introduced one hive. I'm completely new to beekeeping. I really don't know a whole lot about it, so this is a new adventure for me. I have an uncle who has been keeping bees ever since I can remember. I don't remember him ever not having bees. So he's kind of helping me along and mentoring me, and he helped me come up this morning and help me put this hive in this morning. Also, there's a woman, Kathy Taylor, who owns KT's Orchard, who's trying to help me out a little bit and mentor me a little along. And also started going to some beekeeping meetings. The Haywood County Beekeepers Society. They have lots of good information, and I'm sure wherever you live at, there's probably a honeybee organization there also. And they can give out a lot of good information. So anyway, this is my package of bees here. You can see them all moving around and working inside of there, and we're getting ready to introduce those into the hive. I'm going to put my hood on and we'll go step by step and I'll show you exactly how that's done. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about safety equipment. Now I know there are some people out there who tend bees with a very limited amount of clothing on. There was a lady the other night at our bee meeting from Weaverville. She's a beekeeper from Weaverville, very experienced woman, gave out a lot of good information. She said that she tends bees with a tank top, flip-flops, and shorts on. And that's fine for her, so she has a level of comfort that she feels comfortable doing that. I don't. So proper safety equipment is good to wear. And you can see I've got a hoodie on that covers my face and head, and it zips into this little mesh half jacket. Zips into it to keep bees from getting up around your face and your head. I have a Tyvek suit on, which you can find these about anywhere. Probably on Granger, you can probably get them pretty cheap, but this one was, I don't know, for what it is, pretty expensive. I think it's like $26, $27, but I can use this over and over again. I can probably get several good uses out of this. The gloves are 12 mil nitrile gloves, and they're really, really thick, basically latex gloves that the bees have a really hard time stinging through. But the good thing about them is you're able to feel, instead of having a real thick glove on, you're able to feel the frames and feel the bees and everything like that. So it gives you a lot more to feel. Now, if you look down here at my feet, I've just got my Tyvek suit stuffed into my muck boots so that keep bees from going up my pants legs, because that's never a good thing. Your bees start going up your pants legs into your suit. You'll be wanting to get out of that suit real quick, I promise. There's a few tools you'll need to introduce your bees. You need a knife, a screwdriver, maybe a hive tool. But we'll go ahead and we'll walk up here, and I'll go ahead and introduce this hive, and I'll try to explain a little bit along as we go and introduce you or explain to you what I'm doing as we go. All right. So the first thing we want to do is open the hive. Now you can see this other hive next to them. It's very active, and these bees are actually starting to push out the bees that didn't make it. The dead bees are cleaning the hive out. So we're going to take this rock off of this empty hive. Just sitting down here in the front. We'll take the top off the hive. Set it to the side. And there's another hive board that's inside of here, so we'll take it off. And you can see the supers here, the frames for the supers, or excuse me, the brood frames, I'm sorry. They have foundation on each one of these, so it's just a wax foundation. It's not been drawn out or anything yet. They've not started, this is a brand new hive, so we'll introduce the bees to it, and they'll start building brood on top of there and laying their eggs in there. I'm going to sit this super for now on top of this hive. Now you can see on this other hive over here, I have a spacer between the brood box and the super. I've got a spacer in there, and that was to allow, there's a can of medicine, which you'll see here in a minute. I'm going to sit down inside of here, the bees can feed off of for a while, so they can build wax and build the brood cells. I forgot to get another spacer, so I'm going to see if this can will fit down in here. It may not have enough space, but we're going to see if it will fit down in there. So I want to take the packages the bees came in. There were some sticks across the top of it, and all those sticks are for is just to be able to carry the package of bees without actually putting your hands down where the bees are at. Just set across the top of it like so. And I'm going to use this to set that can of feed on top of there. So I'm going to put these sticks laying diagonally in the back of this hive. And again, all that's for is so I can set the can down on top of it, and the bees can get up underneath the can and suck the sugar. Maybe it'll be stable enough for me to get this open. I need my screwdriver. To open the top of this. So one side of it's already open. Just pry it open like so. Now you can see the top of this tin can that's sitting in here. You see the top of the tin can, and you can see a little piece of aluminum sticking up here, about like so. See that aluminum? That aluminum is attached to the queen box. I'm going to bend it over so that the queen box doesn't fall down into the bees. Okay? Now I'm going to pry this little can up out of here. Right down in there on top of those sticks. Try your best not to crush any bees. We're going to take the queen out of here. Just knock him off into here. Usually, the queen has some nurse bees in there with her, but the one that I opened this morning had no nurse bees in it. I don't know why that is, and this one doesn't have any nurse bees in it. But one side of this queen box has sugar on it, and the other side does not. They're both corked. One's corked so the queen can be put in there, the other's corked to keep the sugar in it. And we're going to take a knife, and we're going to take the cork out of the sugar end. Like so, the cork comes out. Now, what happens is these bees are going to eat this sugar and eat all the way into where the queen is at. Now, from what I understand, this is a very important part of introducing the queen to the hive, because this allows the worker bees and the drones and everything to build a relationship with this queen to where when she's released into this hive, they don't kill her right away. They recognize her as their queen and they won't kill her. So, and that's a very, very important thing, because if they kill the queen, or if the queen dies for some reason, then you lose the entire hive most going to do now is we're just going to place this box right on top of this, these frames. We're going to place it to the front of the hive. Place it there in the front. Now we're going to take the rest of the bees and dump them into the back of the hive. And from what I've been told and what I understand, that's very important to dump them into the back of the hive. If you put them right there on top of where the queen's at, they'll smother and she'll end up dying. So we're going to put them in the back of the hive. If we can shake it, we'll shake it down and try to get them all good stirred up mad. So first thing, get them on the ground, shake them down a little bit, and dump them into the hive. Now I've still got a lot of bees that you can see inside of this package. There's a lot of bees in this package right down here in the bottom of the hive. And they'll be able to work their way out and get up in the hive. So put the top hive board back on. Try not to crush any bees. You got any up there, just kind of brush them off. Top back on. Make sure you're square on your boxes so there's no holes around the edges of the boxes. Now, you can see here on the bottom of the hive, I've installed a board across through here. I've got a feeder block, and just like so, a jar is down on the top of here. I've got a feeder block that I'll put it in right now, then eventually it'll sit right there, just like so. I'll take a jar of sugar water and turn it upside down inside of there for the bees to feed off of. Now I'm going to give them a few days to feed off of this can and let them empty that out, and then I'll put that feeder back. I'll put that feeder in there and let them feed off the sugar water for a while until they build up the strength of their hive. But you'll notice that this board only leaves about a 1-inch gap between the board and where the sugar water feeder's at. That way, it gives them, when they're real young, when it's a young hive, from what I understand, that's when they're most susceptible to being robbed and killed. Well, just a 1-inch gap in there, they can defend the hive a lot easier. If a bunch of wasps or whatever comes in to try to rob the hive and steal the brood, then only a couple of them can fit through that hole at one time. So it gives them an opportunity to be able to defend that hive a lot better. And definitely any coons or possums or whatever may want to come try to rob the hive, they're going to be able to get much out of that little bitty gap. So this gives them a much better chance of defending themselves. So come back and put that in the couple of minutes. Now, I'm going to leave this hole open for today. Anyway, I want to leave this hole open so that the bees can find their way in there a lot easier. And they'll make their way into the hive. As you can see, they're still swarming around real good. I mean, these guys are really active, so we'll give them time to settle down and make this place their own home. And we'll come back and check on them later. Alright, so I've got both the feeders, they're front feeders. Let me see if I can zoom in here and give you a picture on these. Hopefully don't get too blurry. I don't know if you can see it very well or not. The sun's setting over there, so it's kind of hard to see. But anyway, that's a front feeder, and that's just full of sugar water, basically, for the bees to live off of for now until they're able to get strong enough to forage their hive. You can see this hive to the left here. I put it in. I put the bees in that hive this morning pretty early, around, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Put those in there, and you can see they pretty well calmed down. Over here to the right, still buzzing around, working. As the evening goes on, they'll find their way inside the hive and figure things out. But anyway, so guys, this is my video on introducing the honeybees to their new hives. I hope you enjoyed the video. You found it informative. If you have any questions about anything that I did, or you want to make any comments, you can comment in the section below. I'll make updates on this as I go along, and as I learn more about them, and come and check in on the bees, and I'll constantly make updates on the honeybees and tell you how they're doing. Make a comment if you'd like to. Subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. I really appreciate it. Like my Facebook page, and if you get a chance, on my Facebook page there's a link to my website, which I'll also put a link below in the comment section. It's SmokyMountainSurvival.com. But guys, I appreciate all your support, and thank you for all your views and everything that y'all do for me. I really appreciate it. Anyway, my name's Paul Haney. This is Woods Walker School of Self-Reliance. Thanks, guys.